Dear students, good morning. Today we are going to discuss physical and chemical properties of alkali metals. So general characteristics of alkali metals we completed already. Then physical as well as chemical properties of alkali metals. Consider lithium. So in group number 1 in alkali metals, the first member is lithium. Generally the first member will have a distinctive property than the other members. So first group elements are lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. So we won't consider francium for ordinary chemical reactions because this is radioactive in nature. So when we take lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium and cesium, the property of lithium will be different from the other members. So in all the groups, first member will have somewhat a different property. So we are going to discuss that. What is the distinctive behavior of lithium? Since it is the first member in group number 1, it is very small in size. So properties of lithium will be somewhat different from the other members of group number 1. The reason is lithium is having a smaller size. Next, as we studied in chemical bonding lesson, after the formation of ionic bond, there will be some covalent character. The covalent character will be introduced in ionic compounds by the process called polarization. We discussed already. What is the covalent nature of ionic bond? Polarization is the responsible for covalent character in ionic bond. Since lithium forms an ionic compound, after forming an ionic compound, this will lead to polarization. So due to polarizing power of lithium, covalent character will be introduced in the ionic bond between lithium and other atoms. So it has high polarizing power. Lithium will combine with any other element like halogens or chalcogens. Ionic bond will be formed first. Then there will be the process called polarization. Due to polarization, ionic bond will get somewhat a covalent character. So for that, there should be an ability for the lithium. So its polarizing ability or polarizing power will be more. Third one, lithium has high hydration enthalpy. Last class we discussed the energy liberated during dissolution process. So hydration enthalpy will be more. For that we studied the lithium perchlorate. Lithium perchlorate is soluble in water. But other perchlorates like sodium, potassium, they are not that much soluble in water. So lithium based salts are generally soluble in water. So hydration enthalpy value will be more. And very important point, there is no d orbital in lithium. Absence of d orbital or non-availability of d orbital. So when you consider a group, the first member will have a different property. So the distinctive property of lithium in group number 1 is mainly due to smaller size of lithium. And after forming an ionic bond with other elements, covalent character will be introduced in lithium based compounds. This is mainly due to polarization. For the polarization, polarizing power of a metal is must. So this lithium metal is having high polarizing power. So covalent character will be introduced. Then as we discussed, lithium based salts will have hydration enthalpy value as a more value. Then lithium has no d orbital. Right? So the properties of lithium will be different from the properties of other members in group number 1. Comparing sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, lithium will have somewhat a different property. So we can compare the properties of lithium with other members of alkali metals. First, lithium is hard in nature. Generally, alkali metals and alkaline earth metals are soft, but lithium metal is a hard in nature, right? If you take sodium, sodium is a very soft metal. In laboratory which is available, you can cut the sodium even by using knife. So we will have sodium in kerosene. It is a highly reactive towards moisture as well as water. So sodium will be kept in kerosene. So we can cut the sodium even by using a knife. So this is like a bread. But in case of lithium, like D block elements, lithium is a hard metal and it has high melting as well as boiling point. Okay. So the properties of lithium is compared with the properties of other elements in group number 1. So first property, lithium is a hard metal and which has high melting as well as boiling point. If you take other members, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, they are soft in nature. They will have low melting as well as boiling point. Second property, lithium combines with oxygen, it forms lithium oxide. But if you take other elements, they will form not only oxides, they will form peroxides as well as superoxides. So we take the reaction of lithium with oxygen. Lithium is having least reactivity. Reactivity will be a less one. So lithium combines with the oxygen, it forms only one type of oxide. Normal oxide or basic oxide is formed, lithium oxide. For the formation of peroxide, ordinary situation will not be maintained. So if you take other members like sodium or potassium, they are forming oxides, sodium oxide, sodium peroxide, sodium superoxide. So all these type of oxides will be formed by other members, but lithium forms only ordinary oxide. So this is called a monoxide. Then what about the reactivity of lithium with nitrogen? When lithium combines with nitrogen directly, it forms lithium nitride. Okay. So lithium directly combines with nitrogen, it forms lithium nitride. If you take other members, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, they won't form this type of nitride. This is third property. 4. Reaction of lithium with bromine. The reaction will be a slow reaction. When lithium combines with bromine, it forms lithium bromide salt. The reaction will be a slow reaction. But if you take other members, the reaction will be a violent reaction. Vigorously, metal will combine with bromine, so it forms metal bromide. So sodium bromide will be formed and the reaction will be a violent reaction. Then reaction of lithium with carbon. Lithium directly combines with carbon, it forms lithium carbide. But if you take other members, they will not directly combine with the carbon, it combines with compounds of carbon. This is called acetylene. Directly it won't combine with carbon. Carbon based compounds like acetylene or ethine will be added with metal. It forms metal carbide. So sodium carbide or sodium acetylite will be formed. Next property, solubility. What about the solubility of lithium compounds? Lithium based compounds is sparingly soluble in water. So solubility will be sparingly soluble in nature. Sparingly means 50%. Partially it will be dissolved in water, right? But other compounds, sodium or potassium based compounds, are completely soluble in water. 100% it will be dissolved in water. But lithium based compounds are sparingly soluble in water. Next, the decomposition of nitrate. Lithium forms lithium nitrate. When it is decomposed, it forms lithium oxide with the liberation of gas like nitrogen dioxide. But other members like sodium nitrate will not form oxide, it forms nitrite. So this is the another difference. Sodium nitrate becomes nitrite, but lithium nitrate becomes oxide. So these are all the differences between the lithium as well as other members. So due to smaller size, high polarizing power, high hydration enthalpy and absence of d orbital, lithium is different from the other members of group number 1 or alkali metals. So totally we have discussed 7 points. First point, lithium is a hard metal, it has a high melting and boiling point. But other metals like sodium, potassium, they are soft in nature. They have low melting as well as boiling point. Next, lithium has very low reactivity. It combines with the oxygen, it forms oxide, normal oxide. But formation of peroxide is somewhat difficult, but superoxide will not be formed. But sodium, potassium, rubidium, they are forming peroxides, even superoxides also. And lithium combines directly with nitrogen, it forms a lithium nitride. Other members will not form. Lithium slowly reacts with the bromine to form lithium bromide, but other members vigorously reacts with the bromine. Next, lithium directly combines with the carbon, it forms lithium carbide. Other members will combine with the compounds of carbon, will not directly combine with the carbon. Then solubility of lithium based compounds will be low. So they are sparingly soluble in water, but other elements and their compounds are highly soluble in water. Next, decomposition of nitrate. Lithium nitrate becomes oxide, but sodium nitrate becomes nitrite. So other members will form only nitrite. So these are all the differences between lithium and other members of group number 1. So we have compared the properties of lithium with other members. Next one, diagonal relationship. This we already studied in periodic classification lesson. So when you take second and third period elements, there will be similarity between these two elements diagonally. We call them diagonal relationship. So take second period elements like lithium, beryllium, boron, like that. Third period elements, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, like that we may write. So between the second and the third period elements, properties will be similar diagonally. So the diagonally placed elements will have similar properties. You take lithium and magnesium. Lithium is in second period, magnesium is in the third period. So the elements are diagonally placed due to diagonal relationship. Property of lithium and magnesium will be similar. This is called a diagonal relationship. So lithium and magnesium are having same properties due to diagonal relationship. We can take a radius of lithium cation as well as a radius of magnesium cation, almost similar. The radius of lithium cation is 0.766 angstrom. The radius of magnesium cation is 0.5 72 angstrom. The same way electronegativity. When you take electronegativity of these two elements, lithium has electronegativity value 1, but magnesium has electronegativity 1.2. X represents what? Electronegativity. So due to diagonal relationship, the properties will be similar for lithium and magnesium, so that the size and electronegativity values are approximately equal for these two elements. Based on this concept, we may find what are the properties similar between lithium and magnesium. So we expect that properties will be similar for lithium and magnesium due to diagonal relationship. We have to prove that. So we may study the properties of lithium and magnesium. We can find what are the properties which are similar. First one, nature of lithium and magnesium. So both are hard metals, right? Second property, the reaction of metals with water. So lithium combines with water as well as magnesium combines with water. So they are forming oxides and hydroxides. Lithium oxide, magnesium oxide with the liberation of hydrogen, or they may form hydroxides, lithium hydroxide or magnesium hydroxide. So both the metals are forming same type of oxides and hydroxides. So this proves diagonal relationship. Then solubility. As we discussed already, lithium is sparingly soluble in water. The same is observed here also. Lithium hydroxide and magnesium hydroxide both are sparingly soluble in water. What happens when we heat this one? The formed hydroxides are heated. What happens? When lithium hydroxide is heated, there will be a separation of cation and anion. The same way, magnesium hydroxide will be separated into magnesium 2 plus and hydroxide ion. Decomposition will give you cation as well as anion. So first similarity, nature. Both are hard metals. Second one, lithium and magnesium are forming oxides and hydroxides with water. They are sparingly soluble in water. Then due to decomposition, they are providing the ions. So two properties we have completed. So what is the third similarity between lithium and magnesium? The third similarity is a formation of nitride. Both lithium as well as magnesium directly combines with the nitrogen, it forms nitrides. Lithium nitride, magnesium nitride. Fourth similarity. If you take lithium as well as magnesium, both are forming normal oxides. It's called a lithium oxide. This is magnesium oxide. So lithium and magnesium are combining with the oxygens. It forms lithium oxide and magnesium oxide. Peroxide and superoxide will not be formed. This is fourth similarity. What is the fifth similarity? Both the metals are forming the salt carbonate, lithium carbonate. And the magnesium carbonate. So during decomposition process, both are providing oxides. Lithium oxide with the liberation of carbon dioxide. Magnesium oxide with the liberation of carbon dioxide. So lithium and magnesium carbonates are providing lithium oxide and magnesium oxide along with the liberation of carbon dioxide. So this reaction is also similar. sixth similarity, lithium and magnesium can form carbonate, but bicarbonate cannot be formed, called lithium bicarbonate, and magnesium bicarbonate. Both these two cannot be formed. Next, number 7. We consider the halides of lithium and magnesium. We take lithium chloride as well as magnesium chloride. So both these halides are soluble in alcohol. Lithium chloride will be dissolved in alcohol. Magnesium chloride can also be dissolved in alcohol, and both are deliquescent in nature. Deliquescent means a substance will absorb the water or moisture. It has the capacity of absorbing the moisture, like sulfuric acid or calcium chloride. So they are deliquescent in nature. Moisture can be absorbed easily, so it forms hydrates. Lithium chloride absorbs 2 molecules of water. So this is called lithium chloride dihydrate. The same way, magnesium chloride can absorb 8 water molecules. So octahydrate. So with this, similarities between lithium and magnesium over. So we have completed distinctive behavior of lithium, comparison of lithium with other members of group number 1. What is the next concept? Similarities between lithium and magnesium because of diagonal relationship. Next, we move into the chemical properties. Chemical properties of alkali metals. Generally, alkali metals are reactive in nature because they are electropositive in nature. It has the tendency of losing an electron. They are very good reducing agents. Easily they lose the electron to undergo oxidation, so they are very good reducing agents. So general characteristics of alkali metal is, alkali metal will have the tendency of losing an electron to become like a noble gas. Due to loss of electron, they are involving in oxidation. Involving in oxidation means they will behave as reducing agent. They are highly reactive in nature due to electropositivity. Okay. Since the alkali metal loses an electron to become like noble gas, easily they will combine with halogens. Right? So halogens will have the tendency of gaining an electron. So ionic compound will be formed. Alkali metals, mostly they are forming ionic compounds. Okay. So this is electropositive in nature, having the tendency of losing an electron. And the halogens or chalcogens and the nitrogen group elements will have the tendency of gaining the electron to become like noble gas. So alkali metals will combine with halogens, chalcogens to form ionic compounds. First one, reaction of alkali metals with oxygen. This we discussed already. Lithium combines with oxygen, it forms lithium oxide. Only normal basic oxide will be formed by lithium. Lithium is somewhat different from other members of group number 1. So lithium combines with oxygen, it forms lithium oxide. Take the next member, sodium combines with oxygen, it forms normal oxide, sodium oxide, as well as peroxide can also be formed. This is called a sodium peroxide. And what are the remaining members? Potassium, rubidium, cesium. These alkali metals will form normal oxide, peroxide, as well as superoxide. So we take the general symbol capital M. This represents what? Any one alkali metal, potassium, rubidium or cesium. So when they are combining with oxygen, they are forming superoxides. If it is potassium, potassium superoxide. rubidium superoxide. So first chemical property, how the alkali metals are reacting with oxygen. They are forming normal oxide, peroxide as well as superoxide. Only lithium forms normal oxide. Other elements are forming peroxide, superoxide along with normal oxide. Second chemical property, reaction of alkali metals with hydrogen. When alkali metal reacts with hydrogen, it forms ionic hydride. This is called water. Lithium hydride. Lithium loses an electron, the hydrogen gains an electron. So here hydrogen behaves like halogens, like fluorine, chlorine. Hydrogen gains an electron to become like helium. Okay, so we call the hydrogen as hydride ion. So lithium hydride. Okay, so alkali metals will combine with the hydrogen, they are forming ionic hydrides. Then what about reactivity, ionic character, reducing nature? All these are important points. First one, reactivity. When you take alkali metal, generally reactivity will increase due to increase of size. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Generally size increases from top to bottom, reactivity will be increased because ionization potential decreases. Top to bottom ionization potential decreases, easily we can remove the electron, so chemical reactions will take place fast. Reactivity will increase top to bottom, but this is an exceptional case. Here reactivity of alkali metal with hydrogen decreases. Important point. Generally reactivity will increase from top to bottom, but with the hydrogen reactivity decreases from lithium to cesium, but ionic character increases. The formed hydride is water, ionic hydride. So ionic character will increase from lithium to cesium. Lithium hydride, sodium hydride, potassium hydride. So top to bottom when we move ionic hydride, the ionic character will increase but stability decreases. So all the points are important. Top to bottom reactivity decreases for alkali metal with hydrogen. Formed compound is an ionic hydride. So ionic character will increase but stability decreases because of increase of size. So easily we can break the ionic bond. So stability will be decreased. Then next one, reducing nature. So here reducing nature increases. Top to bottom in group number 1, reducing nature increases because tendency of losing an electron will increase. Ionization potential decreases. The tendency of losing an electron will increase from lithium to cesium, lithium to sodium, sodium to potassium, potassium to rubidium, rubidium to cesium. Size increases, ionization potential decreases, the tendency of losing an electron will be more. So easily they will undergo oxidation. So reducing property will increase. So all these points are important. These are all the concepts we discussed already in periodic classification lesson, so that I did not explain in detail. Variation of periodic properties we already completed in periodic classification lesson. Then third chemical property, reaction of alkali metals with halogens. So directly they are combining with the halogens, it forms ionic halides. So any alkali metal can combine with a halogen, it forms ionic halide. So it may be lithium or chlorine, it forms lithium chloride, or sodium means sodium chloride. So ionic halides will be formed. Then here reactivity increases from top to bottom. You just remind it. So reactivity of alkali metals with a halogen increases from top to bottom, lithium to cesium. And next very important point is, generally ionic halide will be formed. When alkali metal combines with the halogen, ionic halide will be formed. The bond will be ionic bond. So compound is ionic compound. But lithium iodide is covalent in nature. This is an exception case. Okay. The lithium iodide is covalent. This is mainly due to polarization. Lithium is a smaller atom. Iodine has a larger size. So polarization will be predominant. So that covalent character will be introduced. Lithium iodide is covalent in nature. Other halides are ionic in nature. Fourth one, how alkali metals reacts with ammonia. So when we take alkali metals, they dissolve in liquid ammonia. They are forming a cation as well as anion. We call them as ammoniated cation and ammoniated electron. So consider any one alkali metal which will be dissolved in liquid ammonia, so that it forms ammoniated cation alkali metal is electropositive in nature. It loses an electron, it will undergo oxidation process. So by losing an electron, it becomes a metal cation. Since it is dissolving in ammonia, this is forming as ammoniated cation, like a complex. Okay, not only M plus. Along with ammonia, it forms as a complex cation. We call them as ammoniated cation. And it liberates electron due to oxidation. So the liberated electron also dissolves in liquid ammonia. So this is forming as anion. This is called ammoniated electron, anion. Okay. So the electron is called ammoniated electron. And this solution is appearing as blue color. Okay. So take any one alkali metal, you just add it with liquid ammonia. A blue colored solution will be appeared. This is due to the formation of ammoniated cation as well as ammoniated electron. Because the electron will absorb light in the visible region. So when it absorbs light, it exposes the same color, so that which is blue color. This ammoniated solution is providing blue color, and its nature is paramagnetic. When we see the nature of solution, which is paramagnetic in nature and which is blue in color, due to the cation is existing as ammoniated cation and the electron is not a free one. This is existing as ammoniated electron. Okay, now the solution has both the charges. Definitely there will be conductivity. We can check the conductivity. To take liquid metal, mercury, we just calculate conductivity. There are many terms used in conductivity, like a specific conductivity, molar conductivity, like that. We use many terms. So this is the symbol of a specific conductivity. Its value in terms of 10 power 4 per ohm. Unit is per ohm. So we find what is the conductivity for a liquid metal, 10 power 4 ohm inverse. For this ammoniated solution also we find what is the conductivity. So here the conductivity value is 0.5 into 10 power 4 ohm inverse. So almost conductivity is similar. The metal, even though it is present in the form of cation and anion, the conductivity is not changed. A pure metal is having specific conductivity 10 power 4 ohm inverse. The same way when alkali metal dissolves in ammonia, it also exhibits the same conductivity in terms of 10 power 4 ohm inverse. Right? Exact value 0.5 to 10 power 4 ohm inverse. Next one, formation of amide. So when the metal dissolves In ammonia, it loses an electron. It becomes cation by losing an electron. So they are liberating hydrogen with the formation of amide. So this is the formation of amide with the liberation of hydrogen. And I already told ammoniated solution is blue in color and its nature is paramagnetic. But when you take concentrated solution, the color will be changed into bronze. Okay. Color of ammoniated solution will be changed into bronze and its nature will be a diamagnetic. So magnetic property is also changed from paramagnetic into diamagnetic. So with this, fourth property over. Next we move into fifth chemical property. Reaction of alkali metals with water, alcohol as well as alkynes. When alkali metal reacts with these three substances, it liberates a hydrogen. Take lithium. When it combines with water, it forms lithium oxide with the liberation of hydrogen or lithium hydroxide. If you take another alkali metal, sodium, when it combines with alcohol like ethanol, it forms sodium ethoxide salt with the liberation of hydrogen. The same way, when sodium combines with acetylene, it forms sodium acetylide with the liberation of hydrogen. So with this, fifth chemical property of alkali metals over. Sixth, what about reducing property of alkali metals or reducing nature? If you take any alkali metal, it is electropositive in nature, so it loses an electron easily to form a cation. So loss of electron is an oxidation process. Alkali metal undergoes oxidation, so that this will be a reducing agent. So reducing nature increases from top to bottom. They are very good reducing agents. Next, reaction of alkali metals with the carbon. We already completed. Lithium directly combines with the carbon, it forms lithium carbide. But other members, sodium, potassium, they are combining with the compounds of carbon like acetylene. They are forming carbides. So with this, properties of alkali metals over, uses you just go through in the book. Okay. So today we have completed distinctive behavior of lithium, differences between lithium and other members of group number 1, what is a diagonal relationship between lithium and magnesium, similarities between lithium and magnesium, chemical properties of alkali metals. All these we have completed along with the uses. Uses you just go through the book. And today onwards we send video. Okay, as usual, video will be posted in a YouTube channel, and the video will not be posted as a public. We will make it as unlisted one. So without link, you cannot see the video in YouTube. Even though you have subscribed our channel, you cannot see the video without the link. So instead of sending the link in WhatsApp, today onwards we send the link in Nitra app. As usual, at 6:30 you will receive the YouTube link in Nitra app. We already practiced how to see the homework in the Nitra app. You just open the homework option in Nitra app. By mentioning the subject, you can observe the YouTube links. Based on that, you have to see the videos. So next thing is, while seeing the video, you have to take hints, because daily you are going to write 1 mark test. From tomorrow onwards, you have 1 mark test. So just listen the video, take notes, important points, you just take it, then study book. Today we complete 3 pages, means You study all the 3 pages. You have the hints by listening the video. You have the hints. Using that, you study all the 3 pages well. You don't have any writing work. Today onwards, there won't be any writing homework. You just study the pages which are completed in the class, and the next day in the prescribed time you write 1 mark test in the Nitra app as we follow already. 10 1 mark will be there. You just write it. Every day your mark will be posted in WhatsApp group. Okay, so this is very important. You have to listen the video, study well in book, then write the 1 mark test regularly. If there is any absentees, we will contact you as well as your parent. So attendance is must. If there is any absentees, we will call you. Okay, you have to say the proper answer for that. And regarding the classes, if you have any doubt, you just call me at any time. You just send a message or call me. I am ready to clarify that. Okay. And the continuation is must. If you are not seeing the video for 2 days or 3 days, means the next day you cannot understand the concept. So there must be regular continuation. Okay. With this, today's class over. Thank you.